But we are getting underway here on the first match of the whole tournament. That glorious glitchy reset screen. Both players, of course, playing on emulator here in the emulator division. Which is pretty awesome. I'm glad to have the emulator players here on GSA. I know in the past we've had N64 exclusive tournaments, but yeah, giving the EMU players some time to shine here.
And some people might wonder why we would have two separate divisions, even though, like, the community does sometimes use a timing approximation to say that EMU is, like, so many seconds faster in this category. But the reason that we want to keep these categories kind of separate is the reduction of lag that you have to do on console is a big skill layer on top of all of your normal gameplay, because you're not able to sometimes use the exact optimal camera angle you would want to. You have to use these really awkward angles that force you to, like, really kind of guess sometimes at, like, your stick angles and stuff. So trying to directly compare an EMU runner to a console runner is just not really the best comparison to try to make. But in any event, we've got BDI getting right through Lakitu skip, and Sonic as well. Two perfectly fine Lakitu skips. Sonic a little bit behind, both from that intro and from moving a little bit out of the way to set up their skip. But we've got both players headed into BOB, no LBLJ this time around. And with their PBs, that's about what you would expect.
It's always a little bit shocking to see the emulator 16-star players playing on English, but it does make MIPS a little bit easier to catch, and yeah, it just might be what you have on your computer, so definitely no shame in this. BDI grabbing that bomb in a little bit of a wonky situation. Gonna miss that first bomb. Let's see if... Looks like we're gonna back up to the pole here. BDI taking a little
Sonic
bit of a...
getting through just fine, but yeah, BDI is gonna get knocked over by that chain chomp because he missed his first ground pound, and missing yet another ground pound. Oh, suffering from some of the awkwardness of some of the physics with Mario 64.
Yeah, not trying to make any enemies here. I always, in my mind, refer to that as a Ouija moment, as one of the first tournament matches I ever watched was in the Squid Invitational back in like 2018, and Ouija was having an absolute meltdown and almost died on that start. Chain Chomp can be pretty vicious. I mean, even top runners can have some troubles backing up to that pole. It's not something you often do in reset situations.
Yeah, that chain chomp is out for blood. And when you're first learning bomb clip, a common mistake that's easy to make too is if you get big bomb and you don't quite angle yourself correctly, you can run right into the chain chomp with it, just from all the speed that you have. With the right camera setups and everything, you can avoid it consistently, but I remember that was an issue that I would sometimes have.
Yeah, definitely. We do see Gordo bringing a little bit of a lead here into Womp's Fortress. What did we go for first there? I didn't quite catch that. Was the first star in Womp's for Gordo?
It looks like it must have been Alsar.
Wow. Gamer.
Over for Cannonless now. Wild BDI gonna go ahead and go for Wild Blue as a backup here.
That is a good start there. Cannonless and Owl is done for Gordo. As BDI having to grab that Wild Blue, yeah. So BDI having a little bit of a rough start here, is you'd kind of expect the difference to be there in the early game. I mean, 1854 and 1748 isn't a huge gap, but 17 is a pretty big milestone. It's pretty tough to get, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. All those milestones all the way down to your first 16 can be pretty challenging.
Yeah, I mean, after you get a 16,
and then you want to try to go
free,
for a
right?
15, and it's like a whole other level of, like, difficult.
Yeah, no, I can definitely attest to that. I've yet to get my first 15, maybe someday, but for now, it's a little bit out of my reach at least. As we see Gordo heading up here to Womp, taking him out. King Womp, of course, must be destroyed in no LBLJ. Pretty long star.
Yeah, I mean, he expresses discontent with Mario for walking all over him, and because he's not letting Mario walk all over him, he has to be killed. Like absolute
Wow.
subservience is required in the Mushroom Kingdom. He dares talk back? No. Absolutely no. Not acceptable.
Kind of brutal, not gonna lie.
I mean, that's just the way Peach's Castle works, man. I don't make the rules.
I'm actually pretty excited.
Kind of a funny thing is, after the Womp has his little spiel after you fight him, there's one frame that you can dive, and it doesn't affect your final time at all, but it's just cool to be able to dive into the star instead of just falling. Oh, and Sonic barely missing the triple jump there, and barely missing the ledge grab as well for the backup. First, like, significant mistake from them.
Yeah, having a nice backup there with the side flip double jump big fan of that strat. Is BDI doing a pretty slow lineup for that triple jump. It doesn't end up nabbing it. Different strategies heading up to the tower there, working out for either player. But what I was trying to say before is that, yeah, the Owl Star definitely thing. I mean, he doesn't lose much time on MU.
Oh yeah, not at all. The lag is one of the most significant parts of the time loss.
Okay.
Oh, he did menu glitch, I guess, or something. Didn't select the right star.
Oh. Oh man. Okay, well at that point it loses a little bit of time.
No backflip grab today, unfortunate. I mean, he might go for it, I don't know. Okay, no. If you are going to do the owl strat, I encourage players to look up and learn the backflip grab. When you grab the owl with a backflip, you actually let go of him with speed that lets you let go of him a little bit earlier. And so like it lets you further optimize doing the owl strat and like minimizes the difference between owl strat and owlless. So if you're going to commit to doing that consistent strat, you may as well do it with a backflip, which is also still very consistent if you do it right. You got Gordo doing the beginner strat for the wall kicks will work star. I'm sure any longtime viewer knows how I feel about that strat in particular compared to other strats.
I've never ever heard Electric talk about any strats on wall kicks will work, especially not a specific one. Definitely not.
Not the low dive strat.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
So, okay, if you're scared of like falling down because you missed the wall kick after the backflip, you can mash A for that wall kick, and it'll mean that you can't jump dive into that higher platform, but you can then do like a lower dive. So like just let go of A as soon as you realize you've wall kicked, and then like wait for a bit and then dive. And you can do some quick movement on that lower platform and get like a 10-second time consistently on that star without having to do like the very beginner kind of like jump over the side, what BDI is doing right now. Which like this movement is still very consistent and it works, but like I feel like the low dive movement is really nice because it helps train you for doing that backflip wall kick without getting that extra risk of like having to time that wall kick correctly, otherwise you die. And meanwhile, Gordon making short work of Dark World Reds here. Having a little bit of an issue with that wall kick, not quite getting the angle they want, but making a nice backup for it. Gordo's definitely prioritizing safety over like absolute speed, and it's a strat that's paying off for them. They're not really suffering from like a ton of deaths or other like really brutal mistakes.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of how, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but starting off Dark World without a long jump, very, very poggers. I did like a weird jump kick, double jump at the beginning of Dark World forever. That made me really happy to see as we see a nice Bowser dance coming out, so that's comfy.
Beautiful stuff there. What is that, like a 10 or 15% chance or something?
I have no idea.
It's a very low percentage chance, I remember. Oh, and BDI getting a missed angle on that side flip, and so just falling right out of the sky there. Not quite going to be able to venture on through the Dark World.
Yeah, taking a burn here.
Taking that burn, unfortunately. He does manage to collect the first red this time. Better backup than the first time at least.
I am #1 hater of getting the red coin with that burn. It's so dangerous, and like the potential time save is so small.
Bad.
It's so unnecessary in my opinion. I don't know.
It's not that dangerous once you've practiced it for a while. I will say, like, it's a bit more awkward when you use the good camera to do it. Like, if you leave the camera where it's at, for me, it's actually really easy to grab that red and not die. But if I turn the camera to be able to do the rest of the strat properly, then, like, it gets a little challenging.
Taking another death.
Oh, BDI! No! Not that late in the stage. Oh, man.
And that's something I wanted to bring up earlier on, was that these matches tonight, I mean, there's a lot of them that are pretty close in PBs, which is awesome, but even the ones that are like kind of far apart, like these matches can be slugfests with like these mid times or like even like 20-minute plus times, and you get racers in that range. Literally anything can happen. There could be 7 deaths in Dark World. We can be on BLJs for literally 10 minutes. It can get a little bit messy, so definitely don't count out BDI yet. I hope BDI manages to bring this one back. As we see Sonic already down here collecting the 11th star in SSL. Probably gonna move on to LLL now.
Yeah, and a big thing that I think contributes to that inconsistency that you see with players within this time range is just like you're in this area where you are trying to do like proper speedrun strats. You're no longer really trying to do casual gameplay, but you also haven't quite played enough to be able to recognize all the potential pitfalls in a given strat or like in a given stage. So like Dark World, I see a ton of players die with like this PB range just because they don't really know all the little things that you can do to make things just a bit safer without sacrificing much time. You know, or like they don't know the exact right way to approach a given jump or a given dive to make sure that it'll never kill them, you know?
I mean, let's be fair here. People die in Dark World forever. Like, there's no
all the way up to the top level.
There's
it's
no
like there's
point.
a difference between like D whatever. If he dies in Dark World, it's an event because it's like, oh my god, how did that happen? But like just a random mid-tier player, it's like, oh, they died in Dark World. That's a tragedy. But like you kind of expect it from how hard the stage is.
Yeah, BDI absolutely tossing Bowser way off in the distance there, not hitting the bomb, unfortunately. Gonna have to take another throw here.
It does make it there as Gordon's gonna fall into the pit in HMC there. Was making some great progress in the basement, but had to slow his roll just a little bit.
Yeah, I would say he's probably feeling pretty comfortable, though. I would assume that he's watching. Probably knows that he has a pretty comfortable lead, but as I was saying before, oh, the C-up slide, let's go, dude, what a gamer. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
I was
man.
not expecting to see a C-up slide.
I was not expecting that, not at all.
What a legend.
That's a ludicrous strat there.
What a legend.
There's this weird property when you go into the C-up camera to like look around. Mario normally is supposed to be standing still, but when he's on a steep slope like that, he ends up accelerating way faster than you can accelerate normally. And that allows you to do that. That
was honestly beastly. I can't imagine how that happened.
That's so swag. Even if Gordon ends up just like completely pooping the bed for the rest of this race, it just like completely loses. He can at least like hold on to that, you know. At least I was able to do that in a race.
I'm impressed.
BDI, nice fly guy.
All right, let's see.
Let's see what Gordon's got on the fly guy, or sorry, the MIP strats.
Yeah, unfortunately unable to get him with that dive, but we'll be backing it up in the hallway. Not a huge deal.
Very fast backup. And a crucial thing here, if you ever have to grab MIPs like this, just start mashing C. Yeah, here we go. Gordon's got some decent camera management here. Going ahead and going into Mario Cam so that the camera turns right behind him. Camera management is huge for getting good MIPS times.
Oh, we're gonna go for the glacier wall kick.
Doesn't quite get it, but he will be able to re-grab MIPS.
Yeah, it looked to be a little bit to the left there. The angle looked pretty decent though to me. It looked a little bit shaky, but it wasn't like we were like, you know, completely lost or winging it. So some pretty advanced strats, I would say, coming out of Gordo so far.
Yeah, definitely some unexpected stuff in the basement. I'm not. Maybe Gordo's messing around with
Can't go for front sub.
Well, let's see what happens here.
Keeping
the camera centered right behind Mario. It could. Okay, he's gonna go for rear. And being on EMU doesn't have to worry at all about the sub lag, so just gets to use whatever camera angle he wants.
Anytime someone brings up sub lag, I just think of that one Alaris clip where it's just like staring at as much lag swimming towards the sub as possible and missing every swim. It is like the most painful thing to watch if you're an SM64 speedrunner.
Yeah. Oh man, the lag is such an enemy, especially with front sub. That's partly why front sub is so hard.
I think it was pinned on Alaris's Twitter for a while.
Gordo missing that triple jump wall kick there, so probably won't be, yeah, almost certainly won't be able to make the early elevator cycle here, but that's okay.
Definitely trying his heart out, but too late here on the cycle. Not a huge deal. Losing a small amount of time.
Yeah, he's just going to take the comfy way up here. And let's see how he decides to... Yeah. So with the EMU division, there's no reason to turn the camera in any particular way. You can just have the camera straight on. This would cause so much lag on console, but No real point in compensating for that when you don't have the lag in the first place.
I'm not going to be shocked when I see people doing lag reduction on emulator. I'm sure it will happen at some point in this tournament. There's a lot of people that will... Okay, that's interesting. That's not something I've seen frequently, or at all. Gordon mixed it up a little bit. We talk about Gordon a lot, but I gotta commend the guy for going for some hard strats, for some stuff that people don't typically do, regardless of if it's fast or not.
This is a best of 3 Zine. Yes, just one game, Super Mario 64.
Wait, this isn't the SM64 OOT combo randomizer tournament? What the heck?
This isn't the SM64 OOT GoldenEye Triathlon? What? I've been lied to.
I'm down. I will lose about 3 hours on GoldenEye, but you know.
Gordon is Zine's favorite player of all time. Pretty high mark to clear.
Ooh, unfortunately unable to connect on these BLJs here. Definitely be a point of weakness in 16 star, and that's kind of why I love both watching and commentating 16 stars so much, is that
Here
like...
we go, does go ahead and get the catch.
Races can be this far apart, and then someone just gets stuck on BLJs, and then all of a sudden it's neck and neck again. And it's
really like, if you imagine the run like a microscope, the 50 star door BLJ is like that course adjustment knob on the microscope, right? Like, you could have like a pretty good run going into BLJs, but you could just end up having terrible BLJs on that one staircase in particular. And like you said, it just completely shakes up the dynamic of the race.
Electric bringing me back to 7th grade biology class right now. I don't think I've used a microscope since middle school. Or maybe high school.
For some reason, my mind references that kind of like 2-knob adjustment system a lot, where you have, oh no, diving right into the side of the platform, not on top of the platform like you wanted.
Yeah, both players having some troubles with the Bowser stages here, but I would say Gordo coming up a little bit shorter than BDI, but you know, Des will do that to you.
Not even opting for the backup triple jump there, just gonna go ahead and go around. I can't really blame him.
Yeah, I mean, take the W. You're this far in, all you gotta do is clear sky. For a lot of racers, myself included, I am extremely stubborn, and I will do moving triple jump wall kick even if I'm like 5 minutes ahead.
See, moving triple jump wall kick, I feel like, you know, in a situation like this, dude. He goes, okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
What a gamer, dude.
Can't argue with results, can I? All right, he is about to enter the pipe here. Taking things easy and breezy, not messing with that kick. He knows it can turn into a dive. Here we go.
Oh man, BDI is having troubles with the Bowser throws.
Oh no, and in fire seat to boot. Okay, yeah, Gordon taking like, I think that was a 4 or 5 spin approach, but absolutely perfect first throw. And a little bit too far left on that second one, but that's okay. We'll be able to pick that back up. He is a full Bowser stage and BLJs ahead of BDI, so pretty good position to be in. And that should hit. There we go. Nice second throw. Clockwise spinners are sociopaths. I have found there to be a slight relationship between handedness and what direction you spin in. So most people that spin clockwise are left-handed, from what I've found surveying chats over time. And most people that spin counterclockwise are right-handed. That's a little fun fact for you. But go, Gordon! Gonna get himself a mid-19 to go ahead and finish off this first race against BDI. That is a huge GG's. Let's go. 19-20.
Very bigly.
Absolutely. We got BDI trying for that first 50-star door BLJ. One quick little note here. You do want a straight-on angle for these BLJs. Having any sort of angle off to the side makes you just more likely to hit the wall, and it doesn't really improve your chance of hitting the BLJ itself. But GG's to Gordon. Going to go ahead and clinch out that first win. Just needs one more. And this is always kind of a stressful position, the one that BDI is in, because you've got to be able to have a consistently good performance twice in a row. And it's always kind of disheartening after you have a bad race like this, because you're sitting there thinking, okay, I already had a bad time, and now I need to go into 2 more races where I've got to get a better result. But it's always absolutely possible, and that's an important part of racing, is just being able to kind of change your mentality and not get so far in your own head about whether or not you'll have a good race performance, and just be able to focus at the race at hand. Dansta, I'm actually in the same boat as you. I also spin clockwise, but I'm also right-handed. Alright, BDI advancing up into the endless BLJ.
Dansta's played this game before? I thought Dansta only plays SMO. Oh, that was like, he's born out of his mother with a Switch Pro controller in his hands.
I mean, I feel like every SMO player needs to try the better game at least once.
Wow.
Wait, I didn't say that out loud, did I?
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Odyssey is a perfectly fine speed game as well.
Ah, come on. Spinning in SMO and spinning in SM64 is different. Completely different.
Yeah, you get to spin so much more of the time in SMO. And that's everyone's favorite time of SM64, right, is the spin. I know that's why I play SM64, is to get to spin the stick.
BDI here, reaching the climax of Bowser in the Sky. Will we make it through alive? This is an important question to ask here, as the blocks of doom going to be impending on it. Okay, that's, yeah. Perhaps a little bit of tournament race nerves here. I don't know, BDI having some unusual, I feel like, issues. Especially with the Bowser throws. Oh, BDI, no, dude. This would be B if I tried to do the blocks in a race.
Yeah.
I'd like psych myself out and be like, all right, I just gotta play it safe, and then I just miss like 3 or 4 times doing a strat I never do.
Oh man, yeah, exactly. It's surprisingly finicky if you never practice it. It's the sort of strat that I would make sure to practice in case I feel like using it. But like, standing right side is, or standing left side is just so consistent that, I mean, I don't know. It's the better strat to practice, I think.
Yeah, I'm a big standing left side advocate as well, not gonna lie.
It's the strat, man.
It is indeed a strategy. Alright, Phaser, we're just gonna go ahead and purge you from the chat real quick, so nobody has to get that in their head. A bit of a scary idea. Alright, mad respect, waiting for that carpet there. Taking it easy, we don't want any more falls. Can't get too aggressive on these elevators either. You go straight up the middle, a little bit of an unorthodox ending here as we do head into the pipe.
Yeah, for the record, the wind like kind of forms this like cone with the middle. So if you advance up the sides towards the pipe, you won't have to deal with the wind for as long. Like the wind will stop blowing Mario right before you get to that wall, rather than like as you get to the staircase. You got one good throw down from BDI. BDI could have gone for a glitchy throw there, but I guess maybe they're not familiar with the glitchy throw tech, I'm not sure. If you touch Bowser's tail at any point without actually grabbing him, you can then just face the same direction as him and be close to him, and pressing B will grab him. It's this weird property having to do with the way the game handles his grab normally. Once you touch his tail, you only have to, like I said, be facing the same direction, just be close.
This is why we keep Electric in the booth.
For the random game knowledge, this wasn't actually a racing tournament, this is an educational stream. Oh man, just cannot hit this last throw.
There's at least 2 more. Stage has not been broken yet.
Not fully, anyway.
Alright, there we go.
Alright, here we go. One more left. I always like, too, when you get this early grab and then just an earthquake happens on the stage. Bowser doesn't get to stomp around and break the stage himself.
Yeah, definitely a little bit strange.
Oh, just a little late on that one. Man.
I can't help but think that there might be definite nerves going on here. I mean, missing the block kicks that much, missing this many Bowser throws over every single Bowser fight. I think we see BDI come back in the next match and play a nice clean run. I can't imagine that we're gonna struggle this much next time. A lot of times those like tournament nerves go away after 1 or 2 races.
There it is, GG's. We're gonna go ahead and finish out this run and get on to our second race here. BDI is gonna go ahead and finish out low 26 here. Finally able to hit that final throw, and I think you're absolutely right. And I think one thing too that we're gonna see a fair amount with MU players, a lot of people aren't gonna be playing on like a super nice, ultra response gaming monitor. And one of the big things that gets affected the most by input lag is throws, because throws are in essence like an input lag test, So I think we're gonna see more MU players than console players potentially missing throws just due to more chances of having input lag in your display system.
Looks like both players are pretty much ready here to get started, so we're just gonna make sure we got cleared files, get set up.
GG's to BDI on finishing out that run. It's always rough to finish out a run like that and playing despite all the nerves and everything else. Like, definitely GG's on finishing that one out, and let's hope that this next run goes better, and that especially with Bowser fights, because that always feels terrible to have so many misses on Bowser fights, but they're definitely capable of a better fight than that. So we'll see what these next couple of races have in store for them as we go ahead and check on our racers if they're readied up in the back room. Looks like we'll be getting started in just a sec.
Oh. Restreamer moment.
It's me, Mario.
Alright, it never happened.
Wait, what never happened? I didn't see anything.
Exactly. Never made a mistake. Stream started completely on time today, as always.
Yeah, absolutely. The stream was always destined to start at 11:55 p.m. Central Standard Time. Like, that was always the scheduled time. Go check the schedule right now. That's the time it says. Okay, maybe not right now. Give us like 5 minutes, but... Yeah, we got both players getting started here. Gordon gonna be the first out of the pipe. Let's see if we can get both sides Lakitu skipping yet again.
Yeah, I hope we see a better start here from BDI, maybe some more sure footing in the bomb clip section in particular, but that is not it.
Oh no! That's not how you want to start this.
I will remain silent for the rest of the
race.
upstairs segment. Oh, we are.
Gordon,
oh, he's trying. We're trying to get the Lakitu skip here. Oh my gosh, that's ballsy.
Oh, barely missing it.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I always just take the L. I think there was one time in a tournament race where I moded, and then I tried to go for left side Lakitu, or right side Lakitu, and then I moded again, and I was just like, yeah, I'm never doing that ever again in my entire life. Oh, and Gordon going for LBLJ route here. Maybe balling out.
And again, too, like, he already messed up the LBLJ once, but he's got it this time. Okay, he's got his speed. He's hitting the staircase. He is in there. Nicely done.
Let's go.
Just a little bit delayed, and like technically if BDI had a perfect start with non-LBLJ, he would be ahead, but I mean, let's go. Doing LBLJ in a race is a huge thing to commit to, and Gordon honestly didn't really suffer that much from it. He had a couple of like non-starter attempts at it, but like here he goes. And now that Gordon is committed to LBLJ, BDI is not, we're gonna completely desync the routes until we get to about HMC or so. It's going to be really interesting. Gordon has also committed to a much harder... He's basically entered hard mode with this race. Even though he has kind of sped things up, he's going to have to do some harder stars if he's fully committing to this ride. He's going to have to do pillarless, going to have to do side hop for sure in LLL, going to have to do the volcano star, either elevator towards what I'd expect, but we might see a lava boost, who knows. But it's going to be interesting for sure on Gordon's side. And BDI, meanwhile, has much better luck with Bomb Clip this time. And let's see if they've got some good luck with Cannonless.
Yeah, as you see, Gordo going into the pipe here, into the Bowser 1 fight already. Of course, doesn't quite have enough as many stars here as BDI, but will have that key already unlocked, which BDI had some troubles getting last round.
Missing that first throw, but luckily doesn't throw Bowser off the stage, so a very quick re-grab and throw. But yeah, it's kind of interesting the little route changes that you have to do just because of star count. Like, for instance, Gordo can't actually exit the Dark World door right now. It'll tell him you don't have enough stars to enter this door, even though he's already in the hallway. So you have to run back into the stage and then exit course in order to get back into the main lobby.
Yeah, kind of weird, not gonna lie. Game doesn't understand you can be behind the door. Confused game, right. All that.
If you somehow LBLJ'd into one of the other stages too, you would get the same error. Like if you LBLJ into Womps and tried to exit the door, it would tell you don't have 1 star. No. It's definitely fortunate that the doors down in the basement don't really have star counts. Like the HMC door, if that had a star count, oh man. Like, it kind of sucks in Randomizer that it does have a star count, and you have to account for that.
I'm glad, don't get me wrong, I'm glad the Randomizer exists, but I wish there was, like, more options in it, like in, like, OOT Rando or any of the Zelda Randomizers, where you can, like, turn on and off features. Like, imagine SM64 Randomizer, but the stages aren't randomized, like, their locations. I would play that so much more, personally.
See, one feature that I really didn't like about it was
we just missed Gordo going for Salt Quest, by the way.
Oh no. he got a first try Alice though, so I mean he's already got that under his belt.
Yeah, he's gaming. He's going for it right now. This dude knows better strats than I do.
Yeah, I don't even bother with Salt Quest. And I mean, if you do a good Salt Quest and you end up having to go for a second try of it, you can actually still match the time you would get with a first try full setup Cannonless. But like it still is just such a risk for what in my opinion is a pretty minor reward when you can lose that amount of time that you save on literally anything else, you know. Well, like most of the time, just getting a good Dark World will make up the amount of time that you would have saved by going for a strat like Salt Glass. So like I would rather focus a bunch of my practice time on Dark World that universally helps your movement, rather than just trying to bang my head against a wall for 4 hours and hopefully get better at grabbing the star that's inside.
Alright, so
yeah, but Salt looks cool, and the eternal conflict, right?
Gordo here heading downstairs into SSL as BDI is heading over to CCM. Of course, a couple stars up, but does not have that Bowser key. And plus coming out for Gordo. Kind of a necessity here.
Yes, we're gonna have to go for a backup star after diving and then not quite getting the grab that he wanted on the bomb.
Oh, it goes for the Talons
nicely
backup.
done, Talon backup.
Oh, this is why I don't like this.
Oh, narrowly avoiding falling into the quicksand there.
Yeah.
Oh man. Not quite the ending that he wanted, but the Talon star is the best star to back up because you can get times on the backup closest to the normal times you would get.
Yeah, but it's so scary. It's
a scary backup.
It's super risky. I think as far as backups go, like, yeah, it's fast. If you can do it consistently, then my hat's off to you.
You don't really have to put that much practice. See, when you practice pillarless, just when you fail plus go for that backup, and within about an hour or two, you'll be really consistent at it. I honestly don't really think it's that hard after I've put like
I don't know. I've seen like top players die to that star on that backup.
I mean,
so.
yeah, but I don't know. It's a pretty consistent backup for throwing away the bomb or failing the bomb grab.
I'm gonna have to agree to disagree on this one, as Sonic, it looked like getting a medium bomb there, gonna be respawning the bomb. We can end up going for lava boost or some other replacement star, but we'll keep hammering away at the bomb right for now.
Face. Yeah, and one thing with you have to be pretty good at pillarless to justify doing it as part of this route, because there are other stars that you can get with about the same timing. Like you can get elevator tour and lava boost within 19 seconds if you're good. So like if you have to get both as opposed to doing plus, if you're really bad at plus, that could be a justifiable route.
BDI taking a death there in Dark World. But yeah, Gordon does
manage to finally get through pillarless. Gordon going for this burn route here. That's still slower than the long jump stuff, right?
I'm sorry, I've been over-focusing on BDI's screen here, having a lot of trouble here at the beginning of Dark Worlds.
I haven't seen many people do that burn strat landing on the platform, but that is still slower than the long jump strat, right? Because I'm a firm advocate for the long jumps opening.
I did the burn strat until, like, I don't know, a couple months ago. I finally learned a good strategy for that star. I think the burn strat is underrated. At least it's like, what, a second?
Like, the burn strat is fast. Oh, BDI! BDI getting absolutely bodied by that Goomba at the end.
Gordon getting moving side hop there. Absolute nut. Oh my gosh, these races so far have been pretty action-packed, although a little bit one-sided. BDI just unable to tame the nerves, it feels like. The door is swiftly closing.
Steamrolling with some wild strats that really unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some issues on the side of Gordo as well. We can't say it's been all flowers and daisies. Oh my gosh, but that's the second Goomba kill on BDI's side. That's Goombas.
So unlucky. So, I mean, those Goombas, that Goomba trio up there, they can spawn anywhere on that island. So that Goomba just picked right there to ruin BDI's day.
Oh my gosh. I mean, they are to an extent avoidable, but yeah, sometimes they just pop up barely.
Sometimes they're just right in your way.
Don't have time to move.
It's an unfortunate thing, but they're one of the few instances of RNG that can sometimes pop up in this game.
That's killer.
And that Goomba was still, like, kind of itching to get in his way, but just not quite in the right position. Meanwhile, Gordon going with elevator tour, an excellent choice here. Both the stars inside the volcano. Diving a little bit prematurely there. Not quite able to advance up onto the platform like or I think that he actually dove late, so he didn't land on the platform that he wanted to be able to roll out onto the proper platform. Not sure whether he was going for like the absolute pro version of that strat or the more simple version. Okay, here we go. There we go, working correctly that time. But when done optimally, Elevator Tour gets a slightly slower time than the fastest ways of doing Lava Boost. But if you want to do Lava Boost faster than you could get Elevator Tour down to, you have to do really hard strats for Lava Boost. You have to do like Pro Boost or Akira Boost. So if you want to do like the really, easy breezy comfy Lava Boost, it's going to be slower than Elevator Tour.
Oh my god.
Gordon going for C-up slide, but not quite landing this time around.
Yeah, rocking back and forth there a little bit in the divot.
Oh, starting to get bodied by these boulders. Oh man.
Yeah, Zion, he actually got CF slide last race, which is pretty sick. Not gonna lie.
Why don't any of the runners kill the... Oh, I know what you're... It's because it's too slow. Yeah.
I can't believe you actually answered that question.
It's because I had to look at it for a second. I didn't understand what it meant for a moment, but... Yeah, it's because it's slow. That's why. That's why we don't kill the grandpa bowling ball.
I don't know if it was... I think it literally might have been GNC. During the Sleep 16, I was commentating with AC, and I had to be like... I had to go into, like, commentator chat and be like, stop replying to this person's comments. They're just trolling you. And they were all just like... Literally that, like, what is on the boob level? And like, oh, come on. Like, yeah.
I wasn't sure if saying boob level was appropriate for our family-friendly stream, but... Gordon, nice triple jump there. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off HMC. One last star. And ultimately, they're pulling out some pretty good performance on that LBLJ route. Had a couple of issues with stars like Elevator Tour, for instance, or Pillarless especially, but overall, pretty good results. I mean, like I said, it's truly like the hard mode route. It's really a risk-reward kind of decision when you go for LBLJ. Like, fundamentally, yes, the LBLJ route does save about 30 seconds over the non-LBLJ route. But the stars that you now have to do because of that are so much more difficult overall. Like, for a top-level runner, the no LBLJ route's honestly kind of a breeze. Like, it's a comfy walk in the park. But for the full LBLJ route, there's a lot of challenging stuff. So mad props to Gordon for managing to rise to the occasion.
Oh, were you saying no LBLJ is a walk in the park? Okay, not so doubtful.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying LBLJ is
at some point.
I was like, what? No, I'm probably just hearing you
LBLJ is
wrong.
not a walk in the park, no. But no LBLJ is like, you know, you get to, if you want to, you get to do Owl Star and no LBLJ. Like, that should tell the whole story there.
Yeah, you know, Fly Guy list, that's just easy peasy, lemon squeezy for me.
I feel like pretty much the hardest thing that you'd be expected to do in no LBLJ is side hop. You can put side hop in the route if you want to, but like, and I guess you could do Tama Plus if you really wanted to wild out. I mean, you could make it hard if you wanted to, but you could make any category hard. You could make all signs hard if you wanted to. You could try to implement SBLJ in all signs.
I know absolutely nothing about all signs. I know it ends in Snowman's Land, that's about it. My knowledge.
Yeah. The last sign is there for some reason. Kind of an interesting little tidbit.
Wasn't there an All Signs tourney? Didn't Simply host one?
I think so, yeah. And I know there was that All Signs bounty that Simply ended up winning. I'm meant to run that category. It seems like an interesting little category, especially like HMC has a ton of signs, so that category has movement in that stage that you would never see in any other category. Shoutouts to all boxes as well. All right, Gordon, again, not quite able to hit that early cycle, but that's totally fine.
Yeah, if you're
It's called the early
about,
cycle for a reason.
if you're stressing about missing early cycle in Fire C, then you better be going for a sick time, because it really doesn't matter that much. It's what, like 6-7 seconds or something like that?
Right, especially in 16 star. In 70 and 120, it's brutal to miss that earlier cycle, because you've got to wait all that time to grab that red again, but for this category, it's really not that much. And honestly, I think it really started affecting me when I was going for my first 16. And coincidentally, my first 16, I missed early cycle in Fire C, so you really don't need it until you're going for a great time. Gordon getting really, really lucky. Bowser's Claw catching the very corner of the spike on that bomb. You know, something that I'm just now kind of realizing, those bombs look suspiciously like a particular virus molecule that I've seen a lot of in the past couple years. You gotta wonder if Bowser maybe had something to do with the creation of a particular virus. I'm not saying anything, just do your own research, people.
Just asking questions.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here asking questions. Like, why do the bombs in the stage look just like that? And COVID was created in a castle. Exactly. I mean, why is there all that pipe work down in that room with HMC? I'm just asking questions.
Don't get started on the pipes down in the basement and the rolling rocks. I'm over it.
Oh my god, that's the laziest, like, joke conspiracy theory ever about a video game. Like, I'm sorry, but the whole, like, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna dignify it by explaining it. Meanwhile, we got Gordon getting through BLJs on the endless BLJ. Let's see if they can go ahead and get up to the top. I think they've got at least a 19 in the bag pretty well. If Sky goes well, at least.
I mean, it's Sky. I would not say anything's in the bag. We did see Gordo die on the first
Here we
race
go.
in
Does
the
go
Sky.
ahead and get up the endless staircase. And does have a chance at a 19, for sure. The BDI is honestly a lot closer than they were in that previous race.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was, what, like 3 or 4 deaths in Dark World in that first race? I would definitely hope we are a little bit closer than that here.
Alright, Gordon advancing up Sky pretty well. Doesn't die to that first triple jump. Let's see what strat they end up opting for the wooden blocks here. Nice. Oh! Getting a little bit bodied on that moving left side. That's one of the pitfalls of moving left side, is it's harder to avoid that. With standing left side, it's pretty... Well, once you practice it a lot, you can get a feel for avoiding getting bopped by that ceiling, but with moving left side, it takes even more time to really get it. Oh! Okay, so Gordon just experienced a very weird phenomenon. The pinwheel thing that you see around those elevators, the hitbox doesn't correlate at all with what you see there. And so one of the platforms on that spinning elevator, if you try to jump from it, the hitbox for that pinwheel thing that should be in the middle actually gets in your way and blocks you from jumping. And so that's what caused Gordon to fall right there. He was just on the wrong elevator platform at the wrong time. And that's what happens. And yeah, famously, Pumpcation ended up getting bodied by that elevator platform like 3 times in a row trying to finish a 120 run. BDI managing to get up the BLJs here. Gordon hits his first throw here. Or sorry, that was actually the second throw. So just has to get one more throw to clinch out this race, and that is going to be it. Gordon finishing out. Not exactly sure why the timer reset there, but
yeah, really strange. I have no idea how that could have happened.
Looking like that should have been like a mid-19 or so as a final time. So improving that first race time by a pretty decent margin. BDI, meanwhile, so we got Gordon with a 1939, but BDI, meanwhile, very close to finishing out his race here and gonna substantially improve that first time. Oh, falling off the first platform here. And I'm not sure they know, this pole, like, for some reason, the right side is a lot more responsive to trying to wall kick than the left. I think the hitbox on that pole is just kind of disjointed to the right or something.
I think you just bonk a lot of times on the elevators.
That could be it, too. I never really thought of that. But the camera angle would kind of obscure that, so... Oh, and BDI gonna go straight for the pole, not even opting for the mid pole there. For people that don't know, you can very, very consistently grab that pole with the red coin on top of it from the platform below. Like if you look into 120 star like basic strats, I think there's like a basic strat that you can learn that, like, you can very consistently grab that pole and not have to climb the really tall pole BDI just had to climb. And it'll save you like at least 10 seconds on having to do that back up. But alright, let's see how this Bowser fight goes. Here's hoping that BDI has some better luck than that last fight. Having to run all around him. Oh no, barely bonking right on the end. So BDI right there again, I think he was close enough to Bowser's tail to justify trying the glitchy grab there. I don't know if there's like a good article explaining it, but basically when you touch his tail, a flag gets set in the game that says, okay, you can now grab Bowser. And the game assumes that you will then be facing him and be close enough to him that, like, you know, pressing B will make sense to then grab him. But if you then move away from Bowser for some reason, like either you bonk on him or like you just whiff the first grab or whatever else, like that flag never unsets itself. So you don't have to get right on top of his tail to attempt another grab. You can just be facing the same direction he is and be within his like little small range, and the grab will still count. So for all you newer runners out there, there's a little bit of tech for you to learn. And mess around with it like in practice trying to fight him, and like it's a strat that's invaluable in like backing up missed grabs. Like half the time that you miss a grab on Bowser, you can get a glitchy grab as a backup. But there we go with BDI finishing out the fight with a nice little cool 22. Substantial improvement on that first run. I bet that feels really nice, especially after all the issues they had with that first fight. Well, GG's to BDI. Unfortunately, not going to be moving on to a Game 3. Gordon going to clinch out the first 2 wins here for a full win of this set, but BDI putting up a good fight, and especially in the second race, you know, cleaning up a lot of the mistakes from that first race, and giving a performance they can definitely be proud of. Like G-Man says in chat, GG's for finishing. Huge respect. And let's see if either of these players are interested for interviews here today. But don't go anywhere, folks. This is not at all the end of our 16-star action. We're going to have some more races coming up for you in just a moment here. I believe next up on our schedule is going to be Menace Monk versus Let's Play. That might be the match after next, but don't go away, folks. The point is we've got tons of 16-star action coming your way.
Yeah, there's quite a bit going on, I'm not going to lie. Kind of busy.
GG's to Gordon, pulling out a nice couple of wins to close out this set. And playing not too far off from their PB, too. I mean, that's hard to do sometimes, playing close to your PB, but you're getting a 19 in that second race within a couple minutes of Gordon's personal best. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Pretty gaming. I think BDI will be joining us here first.
And Gordon as well. So,
hey.
How are you doing, BDI? How are you feeling?
You know, it's about what I expected to happen. His PB was a minute faster than mine to start with. And it's just joined for fun, you know? I'm happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a challenging game for sure, and you know, in that race environment when you're trying to overcome that minute deficit between PBs, it can be hard, and especially, you know, it looks like sometimes you had struggles in Dark World and some other hard stars, so it can be tough for sure, but definitely GG's on coming out and finishing both your races for sure.
Yeah, thanks. I think my mentality of the first game was kind of gone once I didn't menu glitch when I was doing the owl, and I had to jump off in Womps.
Oh, that's such a brutal mistake, because like menu glitch doesn't even save time, you know, and you're thinking in your head like, man, why did I even bother going for it? Like every time I do that, I think to myself like, I should just stop doing menu glitch. So I know how frustrating that mistake always is. And Gordon, how are you feeling with that win there, and especially with that 19 in the second race? But can you hear us, Gordo, or?
Have some minor mic difficulties here. We'll see if we can get it sorted out. Oh,
I can hear you now.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
No worries. How are you feeling after that win?
Feeling pretty good. I was pretty nervous coming into. I've never really been in a official tourney before, so it was pretty nerve-wracking. I'm happy to came out with the dub.
Absolutely, and I mean, coming out with the dub and the heavy strats too. What motivated you to do stuff like the C up slide or go for like the full side hop or LBLJ route in the second race? Like, what pushed you to go so hard on the strats like that?
I know that I'm not that good at them, so I thought I'd just try to make the scene a little bit more exciting or something. I don't know. I don't really like 16 star that much, so. But it's really fun to race.
You get more power to you. I'm one of those too that I'm not the biggest fan of running 16 star long term, but like racing 16 star is always a blast. And I mean, hey, just more power to you. If you can land huge strats like that, it always definitely makes the race more exciting. I figured your answer was going to be more like, oh, I practiced this strat for hours the other day, so I just felt like going for it. But like admitting that, you know, you may not be the best at the strat, but you wanted to make things exciting, that's an even bigger move.
It's fun.
All right, well, we did start quite a bit late thanks to my fantastic internet. I do appreciate both racers sticking around as well as Electric. Thank you for bearing with us, and of course all the viewers out there. But we will go to a short little break here and be right back with more 16-star in about 10 minutes or so, so stick around.
All right, thank you guys. GG's.
Yeah, GG's, Gordon.
Thank you so much for playing my game.